realize how important the RSI and divergence was on my counter trend trading until testing it. Can you explain what we were talking about the other day with your podcast with signal services? Sure. So we were talking about signal services, and I think you were asking, if I'm right, you're asking why would I put them in I did a podcast talking about how to grow your trading business. And one of the ways that you can grow your trading business is starting a signal service. That's one of your options, right? And I believe Naomi was asking, well, didn't you guys say that signal services are horrible and you shouldn't do them, right? And my answer is no. I don't believe that signal services are horrible at all. I don't. I don't. And I believe Naomi said, well, how come you guys say you never recommend it? And I said, I don't recommend you guys doing signal services or being part of a signal service, right? Because you guys are in a position where you want to learn, right? Kind of like what we talked about earlier with Taylor, right? You guys want to learn how to trade. That's why you're here. Am I correct? Is anyone here that doesn't want to learn? I don't know why you would invest money and time not wanting to learn. You guys want to learn how to trade. You guys want to take control of your finances. You guys want to either use trading as a wealth accelerator, or you want to use trading as a skill that you can grow a business out of. Either way, you guys want to do the work. So therefore, I don't think signal services are good for you guys, because it's kind of a conflict of interest when you're trying to invest all of your energy in learning, but at the same time, you're taking signals from someone else that's using a different program and different strategy, right? It's like doing two different things at once. Now, are signal services bad for everyone? No, not at all. There are many people out there that want to get involved in the markets, that want to trade, that want to use trading as, again, an income accelerator, but don't actually want to do the trading on their own, or maybe they don't have the time or don't want to make the time to invest in education and do it on their own. So they want someone else to do it for them. And for those type of people, signal services are just fine. It's no different than what Taylor talked about earlier. It's no different than putting your money in an investment account where someone else is doing the work for you. The difference is you are controlling your actions instead of having someone else control your actions. So you're a little bit more hands-on, but you're still relying on someone else to kind of do the work for you, and you're kind of following them. And if that's what you want out of trading, I don't see anything wrong with that. And there is a demand for that. I get an email every day about it. There is a demand for that. So for you guys that are building your trading into a business, those are your potential customers. And Anthony just wrote in, yeah, signal services are not for people trying to learn how to trade. They're for people who want to trade but don't have the time or drive to learn to trade and test a system on their own. Is there not a whole psychological side in terms of pressing the button, though? What, as far as if you're following a signal service, Naomi? Oh, yeah, heck yeah, yeah. I would never follow a signal service unless it was from someone that I 100% trusted. So here's the thing. So like, let's say Anthony developed a signal service, right? I have no problem following Anthony's signal service because I know Anthony, I trust him, I know he's really good at what he does, right? Random person, heck yeah. Shoot, I in my investment accounts, I don't give them money unless I trust them. I don't give personal loans out or investment loans, right, unless I trust the person. So yeah, there's certainly a psychological effect to it. But realize this. You are wired differently than the people that are taking signal services. This is why signal services aren't for you, right? You are meant to learn how to trade on your own because you want the comfort in knowing that you truly trust what you're doing, and you want the responsibility of either living or dying from that decision. The customer that wants to do a signal service, a lot of them are just looking for someone else to do the work for them. And there are two types of potential clients, right? There's the client that's looking for a get rich quick scheme and they're just going to give their money to anybody. right? Anybody that has a signal service, they're going to give it to. And then there's a smart way of doing it. There's a smart way of doing it. Remember I showed you the site, it used to be Main Street Alpha. What's it called? Collective 2? The person that is the smart signal service user, right? They're doing something like this, right? They're doing their research on a person, and whether it's whether it's what's the thing called? My FX book? Is that it? My Forex book? Whatever that is called. They're looking at a place where someone is tracking their numbers. They're showing you their numbers, and they can look, right? They can look in here and be like, here's how Naomi's system performed over the last whatever 5 years. And they can look at it, they can see the stats, they can see, okay, consistency in Naomi, and they can build trust that way. But you're doing your research. Again, no different from you doing your investment account, where you're looking into, past performances. And then you can gain trust that way. Now, you don't know the person personally. You may not, they may have a description of their system, right? And I believe this place does. This is the place that we wanted to set up a relationship with. I have a relationship with the owner. We just never figured it out. But this is a place where you can look at them. Sometimes they describe the system like, hey, it's a trend following system. It's a counter trend trading system. It's a system that takes advantage of this, that, whatever it may be. You do your research, you look at it. And if you're smart, what you do is you dip a little bit of money in, right? You don't just put your whole account in, right? You say, okay, I'm gonna follow these signals for the first, 6 months. And then, if I'm happy with the results, and then I'll throw some more money in, right? And that's how you do it. So you just be smart about it, like anything else, like any other type of investment. You do your research. You don't make the Akil mistake and rush into a commercial property without doing all the checks and then pay for it for 6 years. Sorry, had to get that off my mind. But yeah, so nothing wrong with it. But you just don't do it the dumb way. You don't do it where it's like, I think that's where people get caught up, where people fall for these scammy signal services, where it's just some random person on an account that's like, oh yeah, I made this much a year. Yeah, sure. Here's a screenshot of something. And then you do it, and then, you end up losing money. Because there are people like that, right? I got reached out to multiple times to be part of a signal service where the guy basically told me, he said, look, man, like, I don't really care if your signals make money or not. I'm just going to pay you for putting out at least 10 signals a week. And part of me was like, oh, so I can just put out a random buy and sell order, and I think he was going to give me like, what was it? I think it was like either $50 or $100 a system or a signal. And I'm like, I'm just going to put out 100 signals a day. Now, I wouldn't do that because I'm ethical, but the point is, like, this guy approached me and said, I don't even care if it wins or not. Basically, I know you're a well-respected name. I want your name because if your name is on this signal service, guess what? People are going to sign up and give me money. And then they're going to stick with it long enough for me to take their money and then leave and then find the next name. That's basically, that's exactly how it would have went. Oh, Akil's doing a signal service? Yeah, sure, I'll sign up with it. Collect your whatever he's charging for it, right? 90. Traders will typically let it go about 90 days before they lose all hope. He'll steal as much money in those 90 days as possible and then move on and start a new name and find someone else. Hey, Greystone, signal service. And then same thing. Get people in, 90 days, take their money, find someone else. So there are people like that. You need to be careful from this. So you want to check track records. If you're going to be trading directly off of someone else's signals, either you need to have a personal relationship with them, or you need to do your research and still be cautious. And I'm sure there are more places like this. Collective 2, again, this is the one I know because I have the relationship with one of the owners. But I'm sure there are many places like this. And this is what you guys need to be doing as well. And I need to follow up on this. It's been a year. I need to follow up with this. But this was a place that we wanted to kind of, for the elite members here, we wanted to kind of forward them to there. So you can track your records and start setting up that side of your business. Is there a good place to go for info on investments? In like the trading world, as far as like signal service type stuff, I don't know. This place is the only one I really know. Again, I don't know much about FX Book. I just always hear people asking me about my FX Book account, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't have one. And they're like, oh, really? So I'm guessing that's a big one. I just don't know. I don't really pay too much attention, so I don't know. I know this one, though, just because we worked with them in the past. Social media has really given scammers a bigger platform to scam people. Yeah. But at the same time, and I don't want to give full credit to the scammers. Some of it is so dumb. If you fall for it, it's your own fault. Now, some of it is very clever. I will give you that. Some of it is very clever on social media. There are people that are really good at protecting people or pretending to be or whatever, creating stuff. But some people are just dumb, and most of it is on you, the person. I would say. Look at how many fake Akil accounts are out there. And here's the thing, right? If you know anything about me, have I ever reached out to you on Facebook with a message asking for money? If you know me, you know I don't do signal services, right? You know I don't manage money. I am a teacher, right? I'm not asking for money, right? So that should be a red flag. Secondly, if I were asking for money, no offense, I would ask for a lot more money than what those scammers are asking. It's not worth my time for $5 a month. No offense. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Shoot. It's got to be at least $6 minimum. But yeah, social media has made it a lot harder. So you got to do your work. You got to do your work. You got to do your work. But that's true. But I split the blame. If you fall for a good one, that's that happens. You fall for a bad one, that's on you sometimes. And you see the get rich quick people do that. Someone promises you I did a podcast about this the other day. Someone promises you a 600% return, big red flag. Big red flag. Now, if someone's like, hey, we can make like 20, 30% a year, then honestly, it's probably more honest that way. Because I don't think the quote unquote scammer is going to get much business promising 20 to 30% a year. I still get yelled at for telling people that's a realistic expectation. I got some people on Instagram that are like, you need to stop telling people that. They're losing hope. I'm like, no, they're saving money. Maybe you're a scammer and they're just staying away from you now. Maybe that's it. But yeah. So associate signal services with scams and not working. I guess there's another side. Yeah, it's same thing. People associate trading education with scammers. You guys know differently because you're here. But I mean, it's every time. Most of the time we get a client, they're already in defense mode because they've been scammed by another educator. So or what a pyramid scheme type stuff. I haven't investigated fully into it, but it appears to be some possibility of profitability in randomly generated trades. I would believe that 100%, Anthony. Oh, George, you're missing the whole conversation on signal services. Right up your alley. This will probably be a podcast. Don't worry about it. And this is recorded anyway, so you'll get it. Yeah. But yeah, no. I would agree with that, Anthony. Because most of what the market does is random. So I think the problem is, and a lot of traders don't necessarily go broke. They just stay in the middle. Because of that randomness, they can buy or sell anything at any moment and make money. I think what kills a lot of traders is when they're trading something that is random with no edge, but they also combine that with poor money management. So it wouldn't surprise me if you took something random and threw in good money management, risk management with that, you would probably have something profitable. Now, how profitable? There's going to be a ceiling to that because again, it's random. It's like I gain a penny when I win. I lose a half a penny when I lose, and that's not even a good example. I lose 0.99% of a penny when I lose, but you can still be profitable doing that. I think there's just a much lower ceiling. But if you would think about it, if it's random, if it's 50-50 and you use good money management, that's profitable risk management. Excuse me. All right, I'm trying to catch up on stuff. My broker copy trade function. Yeah, a lot of brokers will do that too. Fake Greystone told me I'm an expert. I know the basics of trading. Wow, an expert knows the basics. Blame the person who sends the money, like common sense people. Now there are some really good ones. Greystone was scammed out of money. I mean, that's And he's a very smart dude. There are some really, really good ones out there. So we can't, you know, we can't deny that. We can't deny that. But yeah, so good topic. Anything else, guys? I've got to get ready to close down because I've got to meet with my intern, and I've got to go. I've got to try and get this up before I meet with her, which I don't know if it's going to happen now. But that was a good topic. I need to look more into this relationship. Let me ask you guys this, and if you're on the recording, shoot me an email. Like how many of you guys do plan on starting like signal service or accounting?